I believe it is an unfair advantage, as they have been born a man and they are then a woman. So this is the truth and the only truth. It is unfair.
A man is a man, a woman is a woman.
Your choice is your
Transgender
choice.
men shouldn't be competing in women's sports. Unfair, no?
Yeah, it's unfair.
Unfair.
Hi, my name's Liam and I'm in Cardiff. And today I'm going to be asking people, should transgender women be allowed to participate in women's sports? Let's get to it. Do you think that transgender women should be allowed to compete in women's sports?
No,
Why?
they should just have their own section. Like, should just have a transgender section, men, women, and trans.
And do you think it takes away from women's sports, men being allowed to compete?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And if you were to be banged in the face, would you rather be banged in the face by someone who is born a woman or born a man?
Born a woman,
Why?
because it wouldn't hurt as much. Depending. Like, obviously, if they did like training or something, but yeah.
And do you think the same can be said for like UFC as well?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, obviously, for women that train in that, but again, the men would still, you know, what I mean, they still win.
Yeah,
It's like that film. You know, what's that? Million Dollar Baby or something.
Oh yeah.
The one with Mike Tyson. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
That was a comedy. Like, he's fighting a woman and
Yeah,
then
facts.
dressed as a man.
Do you think that transgender women should be allowed to compete in women's sports?
When it comes to like certain sports, yes, but like UFC and stuff, I'm not so sure, because
Wait. What sports do you think they should be allowed to compete in?
just like the basic ones like football, basketball, rugby, even, you know, just like the basic ones.
Yeah, and why is that?
Because like it doesn't matter like what, you know, gender you are. If you transition, say now you're a guy, you transition to a girl, you should still be allowed to play the sports. Just because you change your gender doesn't mean you're a different person, you know.
Yeah, but what about the biological advantage? You don't think there's any like advantages with being like a man and then?
Oh, I think there is a huge advantage when it comes to like certain sports, well, because like say now you're a guy that transitions to a girl and you go into a rugby team, you're going to be a lot stronger than the female team, and that might put the female team at a disadvantage.
So if you were like a young girl and you trained all your life to play like professional like rugby, I don't know. Like, okay, let me use another example. Swimming, for example, that's a better one, yeah? So, and you lost to a transgender woman, so Leah Thomas, for example, and you came second or third, wouldn't you feel like you got wronged? Because a man is using his, like, for example, we have like different like shoulder bones which allow us to throw further, to swim better. We have stronger ligaments. Don't you think that's...
Personally, I think I would just take it as a loss. You know, if I was in that position, I would just be like, okay, well, I should have just trained harder, you know.
Okay. So, do you think that transgender women should be allowed to compete in women's sports?
I think the whole argument is a big distraction from wider problems that are going on in the world, and the mainstream media, the government, all of that are using that as an excuse to blindside people from the real problems in the world of global warming, poverty, people being hungry, people who can't afford to heat or eat and having to make that choice. So with the greatest respect, I'm not going to answer your question, because you're fueling that distraction of look at this, when there are bigger problems in the world, when people can't eat or heat. We need to find a better way to understand people's transgender rights and how they feel and accept that in part of society. But the government and mainstream media, they're taking steps to distract from the terrible things they're doing, where they're lining their own pockets by creating these conversations to distract away from it. We need to be more grown up as a society to understand how we integrate people better, and the argument about should it be this or that is a distraction from the bigger problems in the world.